Hey guys, it's Kelly here again and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another bullet journal setup video. Today I'll be showing you my March bullet journal setup, but first, as usual, I'm gonna show you my February one. For February, I decided to do a samurai inspired theme, and at first I only used some reds, but I really love this cover page that I have with the sunset and the samurai, so in the end I ended up adding some yellow as well just to make it a little bit more colorful, and I really like how this one turned out. I especially love the mood tracker with the cherry blossom trees and the cover page because it turned out really cool. So that's it for my February bullet journal, and for my March one I went with a Viking theme, and I think they're kind of similar in feel or in themes. I first had samurai, now I have Vikings, but even though they are a little bit similar, I just really wanted to do a Viking theme basically, or a Norse theme. So I decided to do a cover page with a Viking ship, and I was really debating what colors I should use for this one because I really wanted to add some runes and some stones as well. So gray just kind of felt like something that I would use for this, and of course motorcycles when I start recording. So anyway, gray was the color that I was going to choose for it, because I use specifically one or two colors each month that are the accent colors for the month, and this time was supposed to be gray, but I just felt like it needed some color, so I added some blue skies and some blue accents here and there. So I guess that blue is gonna be my accent color. So I made this ship, and I really wanted to use some Norse patterns or knotwork or just details and elements, and I gotta say they are so hard, and I would probably do it easier digital, but doing it by hand, especially these patterns that I wanted to use on the frames, I spent probably hours looking for something a bit more simple, something that I can recreate fast and not have to pre-plan it too much. And this is literally the only pattern that is simple and the only one that I could actually recreate without thinking too much of it. So I wanted to use different ones throughout the spread, but they're just so hard to do, so this is the only one that I ended up using. And as you can see, it's pretty wonky, so I didn't even do a very good job, but I feel like since it's a lot on the page, you can kind of just get a feel for it, and it just kind of takes your mind towards the Viking theme and the Norse theme and aesthetic, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, on the left side I have my mini calendar, and for this one I decided to do a Nordic inspired, Viking inspired calendar, and this is, I think these are all of their months, but I did it just for my month, for March, just for 1 month, and I just liked using the aesthetic. It's not supposed to be exactly, a Viking calendar, but yeah. On the next page I have my usual, which is my overview, and I added this little boat symbol in the first day. I thought it looked really cool, and honestly I was really wondering what kind of other elements I can put on the next page, but I decided to keep it simple and not overdo it, so I only have the big thick frame and the important events. I also did these little tags for every tracker. Like on the right side you can see I have overview written, and I use this runic Viking font, which I thought was really cool, and it's actually really easy to write it out in such a font even by hand. So yeah, I really like how this theme turned out. I do believe that I could have gone a little bit more crazy with the colors. It's feeling a little bit bare, but I'm hoping that once I fill it up with some blues it would look better. For my habit tracker, it happens, but sometimes I think it's only happened once or twice, but I really love the aesthetic of a circular or a round tracker, which is usually, you know, the mood tracker or the habit tracker. The problem is that I have such a hard time creating a circle tracker of any sorts because I don't know what it is. My brain just does not compute, and it turns out very wonky. I can never get the boxes to be the same size, so I steer clear whenever I can. But in this case, I thought it would be perfect if I have my tracker to be like a Viking shield. I thought that would look cool and it made sense, so that is what I did. And so I don't have to, you know, freaky quirky trackers on the same page. I separated because I usually do my habit and my mood tracker on the pages next to each other, but this time I separated them, so I have my habit tracker, which is the shield, on one page, and a box for my to-do list on the other. And on the next page I have my mood tracker and a box for my social media tracker. And my mood tracker, I love how it turned out. And my idea was to have little pebbles or little stones with Nordic runes on them. I thought it looked so cool. I ended up adding the runes as an afterthought, and it really made the whole page kind of come together. Some of them are actual runes. I think one or two I just kind of made up because I didn't want to repeat the same runes, which is stupid, but you know, it's all about the aesthetic here. So we're not aiming for historical accuracy. So please excuse me if anyone gets mad that I made up some runes or something. For my books and my TV trackers, I made a little scene with a rock with a Viking helmet on it, and the crow on the right page where my TV tracker is. I really wanted to do a crow because, you know, Odin, his animal companion, is it, or his animal form is it? Oh, I'm rusty on my Norse mythology. Rusty, like I know anything. I don't actually know anything. I still need to read the book that I have. I bought a book, Norse mythology, and I really have been meaning to read it for years now, but I still haven't gotten to it. So anyway, that's the reason why I chose a crow. Pretty self-explanatory. On the last page, I have my sleep tracker, which is basically just the timetable, I guess. I have a little box, and this time I didn't name my brain dump because I don't know, I feel like dump has a negative, I don't know, a negative association with it. So this time I named it thoughts, and I did like before when it was brain dump, but at some point I got lazy and started just writing it out as a dump, which I don't know, I don't like anymore. I thought it was fun before, I don't like it anymore, so I might switch to thoughts this time. Not that I ever fill it up, I very rarely do, but when I do, I would like it to have like a little bit more of a, I don't know, a positive association maybe of some sorts. Yeah. So I just finished basically the outline of the spreads. The only thing I need to do is add some detail. For instance, right now I'm adding the runes, and then on the boxes I'm gonna add all of the knotwork and the patterns, and then it will be done. For my build tracker, I added little Viking shields, and I'm gonna write down just, you know, my builds. And that's basically it. I think we're almost done with the video. I'm just adding some finishing touches and some details. Yeah, so what is your theme for March? I would love to know what you decided to do for the next month, because I know that a lot of people do a lot of seasonal inspired spreads, and I tend to steer clear. I have done those before, but I tend to steer clear, and that's how I usually end up with, for instance, my February last year was a lush greenery, which made no sense, I guess, unless maybe you're in Australia, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I tend to steer clear and try to do them separately from the season and just not take into consideration the season. However, the Norse one does kind of feel cold, I guess. So I thought it made sense for winter. Probably for February would have been better, but still I like it even for March. So we're into the flip through right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe if you like what you see and would like to see more. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!